Alright, video 3. It has been a few months since I've last talked to you guys. Last was in November. December was holidays, January, and everybody got sick. It was quite the wild ride, to be perfectly honest. Alright, so the list to go over today is I'm going to go over skills, how they work, and skill trees, so you can see how it looks and how to acquire skills, and go over my Steam page that I have so far and how that's coming along. The different places that I need screenshots for, because that's how each one works. So you need 5 screenshots to put a game onto Steam. I wanted them all to be different. So the the normal world itself, Astronoble, which is the kingdom one of the places that you can visit. I'll be going over what I have for them, what the screenshots look like, and what results I have left to do to finish off said place. The to-do list that I have, and why I chose the art style. So, first off, the skills. So, how you get them is the same as your traditional RPG. So, usually in an RPG, you level skills and then you unlock the skills because you reached a certain level or you have the skill before it. So in my game, you'll be getting skills by obtaining books. So that'll be either by buying them from a vendor or finding them in the world or by finding like specific locations. For example, there's a portal that will take you to the different places, but if you enter in the correct coordinate, you could get a challenge that'll give you a skill at the end of said challenge. And most of the skills can be attained that way, but it'll be harder and more time consuming than just going out and finding it or just playing the game normally. Sometimes there could be reward for quests. So instead of it being a rigid, you get Fireball at level 5 because that's when it's unlocked. You can get Fireball at level 1. But the offset here is that each skill in and of itself is going to have an intensity. So if you only have 10 mana and you can only put like 1 mana into your Fireball and you get 10 shots, but it's not going to be that strong. So if you level up to 30 or whatever, you'll have 400 mana, and then now if you put 10 mana into your Fireball, it'll be 10 times stronger than than the 1 mana, and you'll be able to shoot off 30 shots. So you see how that changes like the strategy of like how you would do spells and skills, because the same goes for your stamina for like running and attacking and stuff like that. So that's how the skills will work. And it also does have a skill tree. So you can't just like learn the top tier fire magic and not even know how to use it. Like, you can't make a fire volcano without knowing how to make a fire pillar first. To me, it just makes sense, like learning wise. Like, you can't just skip to the end. So then you'll still have to work your way to get to that high tier magic or high tier attack skill. So that's how the skill trees work. As far as how they look, I made little icons for them so they glow up when you can use them, little icons and little menu screens to get it to all show what you can and what you have already. As far as behind the scenes for how the skill trees work, each one unlocks future ones, and if it is unlocked, then it says that it continues on with that. And so with the Steam page, as far as the little images because you need to have like 8 different images for your game just to get it out. And so what I did is I took a base file, I took the name of the game and the sword and a little world, because it's In Another World is the name. And I made it so it could be resized to all the different little shapes that they wanted it to be, so it would be easier to see at the different sizes. So from there, as far as pricing goes, I'm thinking about $20 for the game, so that way sales are easier to calculate. Every 5% is $1. So, as the art style, I'm going to keep it relatively simple. I'm going to draw in the edges for the for the static objects, and for the more rounded objects, they will have a what's called an inverted body on the. So basically, it's the same mesh, but the normals are facing in instead of out, and it's slightly scaled up. So that way you can see the black edges. I'll pull up a picture for you guys. So, mostly going to stick with the drawn textures because that uses less geometry and it should make it easier for slower computers to run it. And from there, the normal world is what I'm calling it. As far as things that's done, most of it is done. I am only missing a couple of buildings. There's the schoolhouse that I need to make, as well as a shop, and connect each door to a different room. Yeah. So that way you can go through doors, even though when you go through it, there might not be anything on the other side. It might just be the same as the other ones. So then, as for Astronoble, all of the pieces I have are there so I can make it, but I want to reassemble it so that way I have more freedom on where to put doors and windows and stuff like that in game. Other than that, that's coming along nicely. It's got all these nice towers, walls, all shebang. Lastly, the to-do list. What I have to do to get everything up and going. Get the player damage, save load, buy, sell, dialogue system, book icons, resistance, start game, door system, main menu. So I've mostly been just working on getting these 5 screenshots. So fireball, main castle look, the goddess, the truck, because it's isekai, and the kingdom that you could rule over as a king on top of this dragon skull. It's got all this debris that flows by that feeds and allows your kingdom to grow. It's kind of like an idle portion. Anyway, that's all for me. Let me know if you have any comments in the section below. Like, subscribe, do all those things. Hopefully the little picture is glued up because that's pretty cool. Anyway, catch y'all next time. Bye-bye now.